Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
There is a match on here at 7:30. As clumsy as they come, mate. So, occupational health and safety. I'm Dan anyway. Dan? I'm Jordan. Jordan, lovely to meet you, mate. Righto. So you got that one. I've got this one already through, mate. I've got another one as well. In case I'll probably bring one.
Hello, 1 2. Check, check. 1 2. Hello, hello.
Yep. Good on you, mate. Thank you. Leave all that down there. Remind me to get that at the end, mate. All that stuff? Yeah, sure. Yeah, just the more the... Oh, there they are. Binoculars are there. That's all. Right. Whew.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Keilor Park for a catch-up match, I suppose, in the NPLW competition, round 23. This match has been pushed forward to Tuesday due to the fact that Heidelberg have been involved in both the Doherty Cup and the Nike Cup knockout tournaments, Nike Cup for women, Doherty Cup for men, and the club has been very keen on having both the men's and the women's supporting each other's teams at the Nike Cup and the Doherty Cup. So this game's been moved to Tuesday, and also Keilor Park hoping to get one of their better players back in the team who's been playing in an All-Stars match over in New Zealand, the New Zealand international Devon Jackson. So it works well for both teams, who are both struggling a bit down in the bottom portions of the ladder, both with 6 wins and 5 draws. The equal most number in the comp, along with Preston Lions, are on 23 points. But Heidelberg are higher because their goal difference is 4 better than Keilor Park, who struggled a bit this year to score goals. They've only scored 18. Keilor Park, both have had the 6 wins. And Heidelberg, who were the premiers last year and lost the grand final to Box Hill, have certainly had a struggling year this year. And their best period was winning all their 6 games in an 8-week stint. And since then, they've not had a win. And that was round 13. The only points they've got was for a draw. Let's look at the 2 teams tonight for the Senol NPLW competition on a very cold Tuesday night at Keilor Park. And the Keilor Park team, Kennedy Leighton will start down back. She's wearing number 2. Amelia Ingalls 3. Devon Jackson from New Zealand 7. Caitlin Carriage, who was a mid-season transfer pickup, was with Heidelberg last year, but's moved over to this side of Melbourne, or the outer suburbs of Melbourne. So she's finishing the season with Keilor Park after playing with Melbourne City in the W League. She's wearing number 11, Mia Power, 12, from a very famous football family. We've just seen her father, Ben, who's provided me with a lot of information. His brothers, Luke, 282 games at the Brisbane Lions, 3 premierships and 20 games at GWS. Now heavily involved in coaching, was with Carlton for a while and was their VFL coach, and now he's a development coach at the Bulldogs. His brother Sam is the general manager of football there, was the list manager at the Dogs, also played for the Dogs, a lawyer as well, and he played at both the Bulldogs and at North Melbourne. So a big sporting family that Mia Power, who was with the Preston Lions, is involved in. Georgia Henderson, talking of AFL footy, she's also transferred after starting the year with Preston, and I actually called the match between Preston and Spring Hills earlier in the year. She's an AFL goal umpire, made her debut back in round 5, which was the gather round over in Adelaide, where she's from. So she's in this team tonight wearing number 15. Same with Ali Lamonti White, 17, 21 Maggie Byrne, the goalkeeper, Sarah Mitchell, 23 from America, also Ruma Commodore, 28, and Grace Mitchell, another American, wearing number 44, Sarah's sister. The subs, Jacqueline Broadfoot, the other goalkeeper, Margot Rabin, who's been to a number of clubs in a stellar career, the French woman, Jess Sheehan, 16, Ellie Vlamanik, another Preston Lions player, 19, also Georgia Fakery, 25, and wearing number 30 is Luma Nakata. The Heidelberg team, and they've got Hayley Phillips, number 4 from America. The very talented Irene Rusmich, number 7, just 17 years old, a very young side, this Heidelberg team now. Sarah Asuma from America, and actually her housemate, if you like, or roommate, as they call them over in America, when she was playing college football over there as a staff at the Spring Hills Football Club that I've called most of their home games this year. Aubrey Labno, but Sarah Asuma, a very good player. Hayley Gertz, number 10. Misha Anderson, who was picked up in the mid-season transfer window from Perth Glory, number 12. Rosie Wild, the captain, 13. Maya Hasten, 14. Olivia Wood from Perth Glory, 16. Will start in a new position for her down back because her coach of Perth Glory wants her to be trialled there before the new season next year in the W League. 20 is Azumi from Japan. Also in the team is the goalkeeper, 21, Mia Bailey, and Samantha Kerno-Wagner, number 28, who scored 3 times this year. Saffron Licuria making her debut tonight as one of the subs. Again, an AFL connection with her father, Paul, a former Collingwood Copeland Trophy winner. Started his AFL career at Sydney and played in 2 grand finals for the Pies and was a board member. Gnarly Plant is number 6. The goalkeeper is Chekolnitsky, She's the second goalkeeper. And then we've got Ruby King, number 37, Winstanley 46, and Bidwell 66. So we're about to start here, and an important game for both teams, both searching for their 7th win of the season. On a cold evening. Young teams as well. And in purple, Keilor Park. In yellow, Heidelberg, the Zebras. Lamont White got a touch. And it goes over the sideline. And Heidelberg will get a possession. With Olivia Wood from Perth Glory. She goes down the line and then off the chest of the Keilor Park team. Couldn't quite control it. And just getting the ball inside their attacking half, Heidelberg. Wood goes down the line again. And once more, it's off the bodies of the Keilor Park team. As Lamont White goes back in a defensive position as well. Passes down the side again, looking for a way through. They're under some pressure. They get a through ball here. And a chance for Heidelberg, looking for a way through. Akumi goes back now to Wood. Wood, though, has Lamont White in the road, but Akumi is able to get her boot to it, just on the edge of the 18-yard area. And now they've got to try and clear it, and they do. Wild was there for Heidelberg. They must go back under some pressure. Kicking into bodies was Kennedy Leighton. And now they have an opportunity for a high ball towards the goal area, but cleared by the defensive play of the Keilor Park team. And now Georgia Henderson, the AFL goalkeeper, or I should say goal umpire, she lost control of it as Rosie Wild goes back. And they look to hang on to it and try and build again. Working her way through was Hasten. But again cleared by the Keilor Park team. Heidelberg pressing up. They go back to Maggie Byrne, the goalkeeper, who'll pitch it long towards the middle. Getting in the road, Rosie Wild. Rosie Wild will shoot, but she shoots well off balance. And well outside the 18-yard area and misses in the opening couple of minutes, 0-0 in the Senol NPLW round 23 fixture between Keilor Park and Heidelberg. Earlier in the season, Heidelberg got over the line 2-1 against Keilor Park. Both teams have had issues scoring this year. 6 games where they haven't scored for the Heidelberg Zebras. 10 for Keilor Park, who've had 2 clean sheets. Heidelberg just 1. Byrne again, a high ball. Headed away. Keilor Park looking for a way through. That was Sarah Mitchell. Through ball again. She's onside, Lamont White. But she has a defender, Olivia Wood, putting her down just outside the 18-yard area. The ref says no foul. I'm not sure about that. Here comes Hasten towards the middle of the pitch. And they're looking to build something. Heidelberg, a through ball now. Here's the youngster, Ruzimic. She's brought down by a lot of purple shirts who approach the 18-yard area. Here's Azumi again. She can't get control of it. And once more, they're on the rebound, Keilor Park. But there's a turnover. It's chopped off by the tall figure of Hastings. Out now to the left-hand side. And Heidelberg looking to try and get it inside their attacking half, which they do momentarily through the boot of the American Hayley Phillips, who's from the University of California, also a very talented lacrosse player and track and field athlete, or as I say, in America, track. Here's Olivia Wood, gets it inside the attacking half. It's kept alive again by Hayley Phillips, cleared though by the reliable defender in Kennedy Leighton. Big boot on that. I saw them early in the season and she was very, very good then, but she's been outstanding the longer the season's gone on. Number of American recruits playing in the league this year, and they've all been outstanding. Chance now for Sarah Phillips, another one, who is confronted. Has to go back now to her brother, her sister. How well am I going? Grace Sarah to Grace. And they obviously look alike. And Grace down the line now, trying to flick it on as Henderson. Comes back the other way from Hasten for Heidelberg, looking to control it with the field against her was Sarah Asuma, and she wasn't able to get control of it on that occasion, and it's back with Grace Phillips. Down the line once more, and searching in from behind. For Heidelberg was Wood, and it came off Keilor Park. Here's a chance for Asuma. Goes back now to Wood. Wood finds her teammate who gets it sideways. Akiyana, but it's turned over. Here's a chance now for Keilor Park to the top of the 18-yard area. That pass didn't quite find the target from Caitlin Carriage, but they get it back again. Long ball from the left-hand side from Keilor Park, but it's scooped up at the back by Mia Bailey, the goalkeeper, originally from Queensland for the Heidelberg Zebras. High ball towards halfway. Asuma does well to have it slide off her head, and it is over the sideline. Who's going to get last touch? Well, apparently there was a header provided by both players, and it'll be Heidelberg's ball. Keilor had the last touch. Opening few minutes of this encounter at the Keilor Park Sporting Complex. Stadium Drive in Keilor. Down the left-hand side, here's Hayley Phillips. Comes inside now, her opponent falls over. She's inside the 18-yard area. And then there was a shot which was pushed away. Hayley Gertz didn't quite have the balance to be able to shoot. The defenders got back and she pushed it to the left-hand side as one of the Keilor Park girls are down early days. Hope they're okay. There was an opportunity there for Gertz. She was open, but she wasn't able to control it and pushed it to the left. So off target, the first legitimate shot of the evening for Heidelberg. Just 6 wins for the season, but they did make the Nike Cup final, well beaten by very strong Essendon Royals team, 4-1. And they had a good win in the semi-final as well. Got another game on Friday. So it'll be interesting how the game goes as to what the coaching staff does about maybe subbing players off. Even though, of course, this match is worth the same as the match on Friday, 3 points. But a lot of football for them. 2 games in 4 days. Many of them, of course, professional players, deciding when the W League ended that they'd come across and finish their junior clubs, the first club that they played football with. And he plays further up the field, has been tried in defence because the coach of Perth Glory, I think, is interested in trying her there in the next W League season. So I think it's one of the Phillips girls who's just getting some treatment on the sideline there. And it's going to be a corner to be taken by Heidelberg, the first one of the evening. Numbers will get deep. And well done by Kennedy Leighton as it just sort of dipped away. And she was on the left-hand side guarding that particular side of the goal mouth. But the ball didn't have the distance to even get near the net. But she decided, I'll head it away. As has been a want all year as a fine defender. As I say, one of numerous Americans plying their trade during the Australian winter in the NPLW. As on this occasion, it was a similar sort of location where that curling header came. And for the second time, it was cleared by Kennedy Leighton as they go for a pass with this corner. And then it's hacked in towards the goals by Heidelberg. Came from the boot of Hayley Gertz. And then a player is brought down as they were clearing the area, the Keilor Park team. And the free will be taken by Maggie Byrne, the goalkeeper. Hayley Gertz has had a couple of cracks at it so far. Has scored 3 times so far this year. Wide ball to the outer side. Here's Mia Power in front of the social club rooms. Goes back now. as they have to defend here. They have to retreat because of the pressure provided by the Heidelberg team. Goes for a ball towards Phillips. Turned over again by Wood, has been good so far. Gets it to Phillips of Heidelberg. Once more, it's turned over. High ball. Hastings not there to take it. And at the back, mopping up, is Misha Anderson, who is another mid-season transfer pickup from Perth Glory, as they have control. One of the Mitchell girls, I think, may have gone off. There's Sarah Mitchell there. Down the left-hand side now. Here's Mia Power as she works her way through, darts it towards the top of the 18-yard area. Here's a chance for a shot at goal, but just going to the left-hand side. They did well to get it inside the 18-yard area, but just not quite able to control it. In the end was Devon Jackson, the New Zealand international, but she did pretty well. Again, another shot off target. So both teams having a shot off target early on here in this Senol round 23. NPLW and County. Here's Wood down the left-hand side. Nice ball, but Kennedy Leighton gets back, allowing Byrne to charge out of the 18-yard area. She turns it over, though, to Hayley Phillips inside the attacking half for Heidelberg. And now they have an opportunity to try and push it forward through the teenager, Razumich, and she kicks into bodies. And Maggie Burns able to retrieve at the back. Brings it out to the far side, the social room side here at Keilor Park on this bitterly cold night in August. Down the left-hand side again goes Devon Jackson. But again, good defence by Rosie Wild, the captain for Heidelberg, and they have possession inside their attacking half, Keilor Park. Throw down the line. Again, the defenders are back. Good pressure. Push back to the goalkeeper in Bailey. Nice one at close quarters to Misha Anderson. Anderson now down that right-hand side. Looking for a way through. Rosie Wild looks to switch. Akumi has it now. Good through ball, but cleared at the back again. Well played by Keilor Park. Back to Akumi. Nice little ball. Puts her teammate under pressure as she has to go from the outside. Nice shot on the left, though, by Asuma. Well taken, though, by Maggie Byrne, who floats it to the outer side of our broadcast area, or the social club room side here at Keilor Park. Inside ball, okay. Kennedy Leighton made it better after the pass was a little bit uncomfortable. Cleared at the back again by Heidelberg. Good work by Razumich. Into the middle of the pitch now to Hayley Phillips. Out now towards Akumi. Akumi goes back to Wood. Wood with a nice little ball. In close now to Phillips. Has two opponents around her. Under some pressure. Commodore was one of those wearing the gloves. And it was a through ball that's cleared at the back by Maggie Byrne, the goalkeeper of Keilor Park. Still 0-0. Long ball to the outer side. Mia Powers there right in front of her parents. And it goes over the sideline inside the attacking half for Keilor Park. Robin Williams used the phrase damn hot in that movie Vietnam. I'm going to say it's damn cold here at Keilor Park, and it is damn cold. It's freezing. The wind's up as well. Both coaches issuing instructions. Hurried ball towards Razumuch. She couldn't take it. And then Gertz kicks into bodies. The defenders were there. All protecting Maggie Byrne. Leighton again. Clearing ball. Wood, though, does well. Traps it and then heads it out. Akumi back to Wood now. Wood, tall player. Goes back to Hasten. Now, here is another tall defender. A lot of tall defenders, Heidelberg and Rosie Wild, but she kicks into bodies. Taken by Power. Power into the middle. Commodore couldn't control it, though, for the Keilor Park side. Back now to Wild. Good pressure provided by Jackson. Long ball comes out from Misha Anderson. And no one on the end of that, though, unfortunately for the Heidelberg team. And again, some work to do for Maggie Byrne, who vacuums it up at the back. Still 0-0. Maggie Byrne, a high ball. Trapped by Jackson. Henderson was pouncing, couldn't quite get there. Misha Anderson will clean up in the defensive half for Heidelberg. Finds the captain, Rosie Wild, hotly pressed. And Anderson had pressure provided by Jackson, so she had to go back to the goalkeeper. Bailey finds Hayson. Hayson now charging down the left-hand side for Heidelberg. Goes for a through ball. Down that left-hand side. Looking to try and keep it alive is Wood. Back to Akumi. Akumi, a central ball to Phillips. And then just getting a nice little boot on there was Ingles. And now it's a turnover. Taken down the right-hand side. Here's Henderson for Keilor Park. Was with Preston at the start of the season. Pass didn't quite make it, but then it was helped out by Jackson, who went back to Henderson, rolling down that right-hand side, but it had too much on it, and it's a Heidelberg ball. Goes back from Wood to Hayson. Little ball inside to Wild. Some pressure provided by Mitchell. I think I called them Phillips early on. It's Haley Phillips at Heidelberg, an American, and the two Mitchells playing for Keilor Park. Down that right-hand side goes Misha Anderson. Nice ball. Through ball now. Having to get back the defence of Keilor Park. Ingles being one of those. She scored twice this year. She was shoved. Did want to curl a little ball out towards Power. Oh, the pass didn't find the target. Akumi chips in for Heidelberg outside the 18-yard area. Phillips shoots, but a great save in the mud patch in the 10-yard goalkeeper's box by Byrne. It was a nice strike by Phillips just outside the 18-yard area. Byrne will have a big dry cleaners bill during the week as Keilor Park try and get it through. But the defenders are well up. They're playing high at the moment for Heidelberg. Anderson, Hayson, Wood down that left-hand side. Inside ball, a good one. Carriage was putting pressure on it. Ikumi out now towards Asuma. Asuma, though, was looking to get goal side and couldn't. And in the end, Keilor Park get their numbers back and concede another corner kick. 0-0. Lovely save by Byrne from the Phillips strike. So they've had a few corners so far, Heidelberg. Probably monopolising more of the play to the western end of the stadium here. Deep ball. Couple of players headed it. And again, a bit of a panic by the Keilor Park defence, but they managed to roll it away and stave off the danger and concede yet another corner on the left-hand side for Heidelberg. Looking for their first win since round 12. They had a good patch then. Lost two of their strikers, though, who were offered big deals in the transfer window back in June. Sayo being one of those that scored 6 times. They just clear it only momentarily because they get their numbers back. Unfortunately, there for Keilor Park as Heidelberg go inside the attacking half through the robust Phillips. She tries to get a little pass through. Good defence provided by the Keilor Park team. Here's a chance for Lamont White. She does well to get the pass out to a teammate in Jackson. She needs players to run for a Carriage. May get it. She does. Defenders get back for Heidelberg. Carriage, a couple of opponents around her. Tries to come inside and shoots. But it goes along the carpet and comfortably stopped at the back by Bailey. Good defence by Wood and Hayson there. But a good attempt. High ball. It's hacked down by Ingles inside the attacking half for Keilor Park. The ball rolling around. Lamont White now goes long. Goes way too long. The goalkeeper, though, Bailey, had to get back just in case it dipped, but it did go over the crossbar. She was outside the 10-yard box, and she realised there's a little bit of strength in that kick, and it's carrying a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it carried too long, luckily for Heidelberg and unluckily for Keilor Park. Anderson and Bailey share at the back. Heidelberg now. Akubi receiving from Hayson. in the middle of the pitch is Phillips. Long ball will clear everyone, and at the back is Byrne. And a defender with her as well in Kennedy Leighton, with the socks well up from America. And that kick from Byrne is a straight, and they'll give it up over the sideline. And it'll be taken by Olivia Wood. In a new role for her, as mentioned earlier. She'll throw it back to the goalkeeper, Bailey. Bailey has Anderson backtracking on the far side. Anderson Wood both play for Perth Glory in the W League. That pass was stopped momentarily, but she couldn't quite control it. In Mitchell, through ball, Phillips from Aikumi to the top of the 18-yard area. Here's a chance now, trying to control it, but can't. Is Razumic back to Phillips again. Great defence by Leighton. Phillips, though, still has it just near the byline. Gets it in the direction of Razumic, the 17-year-old, who shoots but off balance and misses. A lot of teenagers in this Heidelberg team as well. Thanks to Finn for providing me with a lot of information. Driven both clubs mad today. In a nice way, of course, I'd like to think. Just trying to get it right for the Senol NPLW competition. And here's Olivia Wood, goes down the far side. Kept alive by Lamont White. Ball to be won. Henderson, but chipping back. Good work by Heidelberg, but their defenders receiving Phillips. Hayson, Anderson, down the right-hand side. Good play to get a loose ball and just get a little pass out wide to Sarah Mitchell of Keilor Park. Down that left-hand side now. Looking to dart it inboard. Good work by Power. Power now, and Lamont White and Henderson, but kicks into bodies. Good defence by Heidelberg, getting back on the edge of the 18-yard area, and the first corner of the evening going the way of the home side, Keilor Park. It was a good move down that left-hand side. A lot of players milling around. Numbers getting back too for Heidelberg to protect the goalkeeper, Mia Bailey. Nice curling ball and a header goes over the crossbar. A good one from Ingalls, who scored twice this year. She got plenty of nod on that, but it just had too much height on it. So still 0-0. Both teams having a couple of opportunities though. Aikumi receiving from Wood. Goes back now to Hayson. Oh, that pass missed Aikumi. Taken now by Carriage. Carriage a through ball. Finds Grace Mitchell. Grace Mitchell goes inside the 18-yard area. Jackson was involved in that exchange as well for Keilor Park. Player put down. Late call by the ref. Just as Heidelberg were looking to mount. And Grace Mitchell had cut it off with a nice hack. But a free kick to Heidelberg. Phillips receiving from Hayson, who gets it back now. Finds Phillips again, who's very creative. Runs away from Sarah Mitchell. Burns her off, and then Falcons Pomodori, who looks to be okay. Ricochets back to Phillips, who again shoots from a long way out. In the words of the late great Dennis Cometti, that was pretty ambitious. Missed by a long, long way. And it remains at 0-0. Senol NPLW round 23 fixture. Being played on a Tuesday night. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. My name's Dan Lonigan. Great to be here. Looking forward to another big encounter on Friday too. Spring Hills and Alamein. Alamein finding some form late in the season to try and make the top six. It's a good battle there. Avondale have been their most informed team since the mid-season transfer window, picking up a lot of players. Byrne brings it back into play. Well done by Wild, who traps it and then lobs it now towards Razumic. Just gets away from her, and Byrne's there to clean it up. Down towards Power. Misses it. Anderson comes the other way and brings her to ground in a brutal exchange. She had the beeline for the ball, Misha Anderson. Her opponent goes down. She gets up, shaken and stirred, or will get up shaken and stirred, I hope, but ready to keep playing. It was a good contest. And it will be Keilor Park's ball right on halfway. Throw down the left-hand side. Anderson got the header going back for her. She's on goal side, allowing Bailey to take it and pass it outside the 18-yard area to Hastings. Now to Wood. Kicks into the body of Carriage, former Heidelberg player, but has been with Melbourne City in the W League, who gets involved as the pass was intended for Asuma. She got her boot to that Carriage. Taken by Jackson. Jackson to Mitchell, and then Carriage couldn't control it. And she puts it over the sideline. So Grace Mitchell in the aqua boots. Sarah in the off-white and orange boots for Keilor. Fairly muddy. We've had a lot of rain in Melbourne over the last 24 hours or so. Wood does well, but the socks very high and plenty of mud on them. Gets it into the middle of the park, trying to backhill it. Razumic did pretty well. Through ball by Heidelberg, but Burns at the back again. And she will do well to control it. Remains at 0-0. Missed kick by Byrne again. Heidelberg win possession. Going down the right-hand side. But good defence by Keilor Park to put it over the sideline. Gertz was involved on a couple of occasions there, and she's there once more with a header, looking for Phillips, who's not able to get it. Through ball again on the left, missing. They're having a few shots, aren't they? Rezenwich on that occasion, but she missed by a long way. Sailing well past, or rolling well past along the ground, the right goalpost, and still 0-0. Haley Gertz from Burundara. There's always a lot of transfers, players changing, and the midweek transfer window is a great example of that. Long ball by Byrne, skimmed off heads. I think Keilor Park may have put it over the sideline. They did. Wood. Akumi though runs out of room just off the body there of Grace Mitchell of Keilor Park. They're back inside the attacking half. Wood, but only as far as Mitchell, who again couldn't quite control it, and gives Heidelberg possession. They probably had 60-40, I reckon. Gets it to Akumi. Back to Wood now. Trying to shove her off at Carriage. Gets it very wide now. Looking for a way through was Phillips. Now to Wood. A long ball right across the goal face. And just had too much on it for the Heidelberg players to try and knot it in a dangerous direction towards Maggie Byrne, who will take the goal kick. Still 0-0 on a bitterly cold Tuesday night. Lovely to be here at Keilor Park. Maggie Byrne driving it long to the outer side. Ball to be won now, ground level again, Heidelberg. Keeping possession, Razumic. Through ball, here's Gertz now. Gertz trying to get goal side. Good defence by Ingles, though, of Keilor Park. Just near the byline. She does well, robustly. But again, pushed off it. Talking of being robust, Gertz being robust for Heidelberg. Again, goes along the carpet. And Maggie Byrne is able. It's quite muddy down there. It's a very muddy part of the ground. The 10-yard box, which he made that great save before. Back into play, but back-heeled by Heidelberg to keep it inside the attacking half. Now they might get going. Henderson threw a boot at it. Couldn't connect, though, for Keilor Park. Akumi is there now. Down the left-hand side to Wood. Wood had pressure put on her by Carriage and had to go back to Hasten. Across the pitch to Anderson. Jackson keeping Anderson honest. Now to Wild. Wild has an opportunity. Commodore, brilliant though. Great challenge by Commodore of the Keilor Park team. Jackson comes in to try and get control of it, but Anderson beats her to the punch. Back to Bailey. Good pressure by Jackson of Keilor Park. Now Hasten trying to charge out of defence. Met by Mitchell. Good ball though to Phillips. Phillips is able to cut inside and get around Henderson of Keilor Park. Through ball couldn't be controlled by Razumich. Cleared by Power. Nice little ball by Henderson. Lamont White getting involved as well. And now they're right on halfway and playing very high, the defenders of Heidelberg. Wild, Hasten, and now Anderson has got possession. Down the right-hand side. Good effort by the Keilor Park team. They win possession. And they get it now in the direction of Jackson. Jackson trying to go down that left-hand side. Couldn't find Lamont White. And it's over the sideline. So they've got possession in front of the social club rooms where the sausages are cooking. Plenty of chips around as well to keep you warm on a cold night. How many times have I said it's cold? It is cold. Jackson down the left-hand side. Running hard is Lamont White, one of 6 players from Preston in this lineup. And then a good play by Anderson to hack it on the edge of the 18-yard area for Heidelberg to clear it, but the Mitchell girls were there. They were in the road and they got it for Keilor Park. Down now to Carriage, just getting a boot involved. Well played by Wood on by Hasten on a couple of occasions. That was nearly through, but Mia Hasten was superb the way that she came across and got a face-saving boot involved, although they give away a corner. But no harm done on the scoreboard, still 0-0. So that ball didn't have any curl on it whatsoever. It bobbled into the 18-yard area. Working hard here is Power. She's on her opponent. Razumich does want to worry her out of it. Mitchell gets there, but getting a boot involved, Phillips. And I've got a feeling that they might have had the last touch, Sarah Mitchell of Keilor Park. And once more, they're getting the rub of the green when the ball goes out of play, Heidelberg, and they get it again inside their attacking half. 0-0, that corner kick just didn't have enough curl on it, and it rolled aimlessly in the middle of the 18-yard area there for Keilor Park. Phillips runs away from opponents, but her pass had too much on it for Akumi, and she gives away possession. Playing well, Hayley Phillips so far. Keilor Park, though, in possession. Well in defence. Did say the western end before. It's probably the northern end, isn't it? Here's a chance now for Carriage. Henderson worried out of it. She might have got a boot on that. Henderson did pretty well, but it's taken right inside the attacking area by Hasten. As I say, all their defenders are really pushing up for Heidelberg at the moment. The most defensive field player is Misha Anderson, and she's right on halfway. So they're making it very hard for the Keilor Park team to put together decent passes inside their attacking half. Maggie Burns had a fair bit of work to do. Had 2 clean sheets so far this year. Mia Bailey just one. It's been an inability to score for Keilor Park coming up from VPL 1. They are going to stay because Bentley Greens and Melbourne City have had horror years. As Mitchell couldn't quite get control of it in the middle of the pitch, just throwing her boot at it was Phillips, who's been superb so far. She turns Henderson inside out. Henderson does well to shove her and win possession. Well played. Got it back to Power. Power down the left-hand side now. Lamont White. Lamont White, that was a squaring ball. That was a bit dangerous. Luckily, the 2 players, Akumi and also Mitchell, missed it. And it's cleaned up at the back by Mitchell's teammate Carriage of Keilor Park. And she goes halfway now looking for a way through. A lot of yellow shirts around her. Gets it down the left-hand side. But Jackson was lurking. And unfortunately for Devon Jackson and Keilor Park, she was offside. Taken by Anderson. Anderson finds Wood and Hastings and Phillips and now Wild, all the defenders. Good pressure by Lamont White as they couldn't quite keep control of the ball inside the defensive half, Heidelberg. Arriving Henderson, supported by Jackson, down the left-hand side. And it goes wide by Mia Power, right in front of her parents who've got a bird's eye view, Fiona and Ben. Ben, the older brother of Sam, who's at the Bulldogs as the general manager of football and list manager. We'll have a say on whether the Dogs get Zach Butters. When I say he'll have a say, Zach Butters will decide. Then they've got to make it happen. The Dogs, of course, in the wild card, but don't expect them to go very far. Henderson did well then to get involved as Anderson tried with the throw, couldn't find a teammate. She gets back in possession once more. Good work down the left-hand side by Keilor Park. Through ball allows Bailey, who's had less work to do than Byrne of the two goalkeepers, but she did well to get it to her teammate, who will go long in Hasten. Good play by Leighton to get a header involved before Heidelberg could win possession through Azuma. Now it's won by Carriage. Carriage had it turned over, just getting a boot involved. Phillips ricochets now to Wood. Wood goes long and aimlessly missed by the length of the Flemington straight, and it is a goal kick for Keilor Park. 0-0. Senol NPLW competition. This game put to Tuesday as Heidelberg have been involved in the Doherty Cup for men and the Nike Cup for women, and they wanted to have the whole club there to support the men. So this game being played tonight. Also allow Devon Jackson, playing in an All-Stars game in New Zealand, to be available for Keilor Park. Won by Commodore, and Kennedy Leighton has to go back as she had a lot of pressure on her to Burn, still inside the defensive half of Keilor Park. It's lived in there a lot tonight. Lamont White got a little nodder down towards Power, and Lamont White again. Power, Jackson, and those colourful boots. Has to beat a couple of opponents. Commodore tried to get it back to a teammate. Eventually, Kennedy Leighton knew it was for her. She had to make up some ground, though. And then again, good work by the two players from Keilor Park. But they do give away the ball. But it was 1-on-2 against Olivia Wood, and she had a lot of work to do. Mitchell and also Carriage. Olivia Wood's been good so far. Lobs it in the direction of Phillips and Azuma. Azuma's put down, I thought, by Leighton. Gets a little boot on it, trying to clear it, but didn't get much on it. Was Ingalls, taken by Phillips on the edge of the 18-yard area. Just getting a boot involved, the reliable defender Leighton. And Carriage got there on the flat-footed Wild. Gets a team inside the attacking half. Keilor Park against her former team. Has a couple of opponents around her. Wood stopped her progress. Had to go back now to Sarah Mitchell. Sarah Mitchell, little ball through again. Here's an opportunity for Jackson. Couldn't get enough on it. And the defence arrives as it has all night. Hasten is able to concede over the sideline just outside the 18-yard area when she approached that for Heidelberg. Inside the attacking half for Keilor Park, still 0-0. Jackson receives from Carriage. Back to Carriage again. Ballooning ball. Getting on the end of it. Didn't have enough on it for Commodore to control it. And she was on her own in between the 18-yard area and 10-yard box. And she couldn't control it. Cleared at the back by Bailey. Still 0-0. One major chance from Phillips, well stopped by Byrne. And there's been a lot of half chances and a lot of shots off target from both teams so far. Working away to halfway and beyond halfway. Hasten, nice ball to Phillips. Got it now to Azuma. Back to Phillips. The two Americans combining for Heidelberg inside the attacking half. Tried to go wide. Akuma has it now. But she just couldn't quite get her boot on it. Carriage. Then a high ball towards the edge of the 18-yard area again. And not able to control it once more is the teenager, Razumic, as Wood was the one working hard again to get in a position to set something up in the 18-yard penalty area for Heidelberg. But again, a goal kick for Keilor Park. Into the second half of the first half, Senol NPLW. Encounter between the second one of the year, and Heidelberg won early on, 2-1, during their period when they won all their matches. 6 out of 8 they won, and they didn't win before then. They haven't won since then. They've had 5 draws, though, like Keilor Park. Coming down the left-hand side now, working hard is Keilor Park. But well done, Anderson, just coming across the path, but it slips to Jackson. Jackson does well. She goes wide with the ball to Commodore. Has scored 4 times this year, but she's not goal side. She's got to try and turn her opponent inside out. Passes back to the open Carriage. Carriage now 20 metres out from goal. Back to Henderson now. Henderson to Carriage. Carriage with opponents hanging off her. Stops and props to Grace Phillips. She goes wide. Grace Mitchell, I should say. She goes wide now to Commodore, who was shoved in the front. The ref said it's not a foul, but the coach of Keilor Park felt it was a foul. But they do have possession. Mitchell. Grace Mitchell back now. And a ballooning ball off the side of the boot by Carriage, who, as I say, was with Heidelberg, played in the W League with Melbourne City, and elected in the transfer window because she lives over this side of town to play for Keilor Park. Anderson receives from the goalkeeper, Bailey. Allowing some free ball as they're pushed towards the halfway. The attacking players of Keilor Park, Wood and Hasten, and now Anderson. Plenty of room to set something up, Anderson, on halfway. Lobbing ball. Good defence at the back again by Ingalls. At the bootlaces of Sarah Mitchell. Taken now by Lamont White, formerly of Preston. Luckily her teammate Mia Power was there as she almost was stripped of it. That ball didn't quite find the target either of Jackson. Again, Heidelberg winning possession. Again, Hasten on halfway. Through ball, a good one to Wild. But again at the back, good defence provided by Henderson of Keilor Park. Again, they turn it over. Pass is not sticking. Ikuma, inside ball. A good one to Phillips as the rain starts here. Phillips has got 2 opponents around her. Beats 1, beats 2. And nearly beat the goalkeeper. Just slid past her. She was trying very, very hard then, Maggie Byrne, to get a hand on that. But she didn't. And it just went past her. But well done, Phillips. The dancing feet inside the 18-yard area had opponents hanging off her like cheap suits. And she nearly produced a miracle. Still 0-0. But they've had 2 gilt-edged opportunities so far, Heidelberg, as the mistling rain makes its presence felt here at Keilor. Back into play. Long ball by Byrne. And Heidelberg can't control it. Gertz over the sideline. Taken by Power. Long floating ball by Mia Power. Turnover again by Heidelberg. They've managed to stop the Keilor Park team from having many of their passes stick. Razumic, beaten by Mia Power on that occasion. Managed to worry her out of it. Now Henderson wins possession. She'll go for a lovely ball right across the pitch. Switching now to Carriage. Carriage needs someone to run for her. Jackson has an opponent right with a Wood. Turns her inside out. But in the end, helping Wood out was Phillips, who got back brilliantly. Akumi's there as well. But a wonderful stop by her Japanese countrywoman Commodore of the Keilor Park team. She puts it over the sideline, saving the day. Akima been pretty good so far. Anderson hastens. Sharing it with Gertz. Helping the defenders out in the defensive half. Now Anderson has a chance to run. Henderson comes at her. Gets it now in the direction of Razumic on the left. Couldn't control it. And it was heading to the right-hand side, and that's where Maggie Byrne was camped, and she takes it comfortably. So they're having a lot of shots outside the 18-yard area, Heidelberg, and they've had a lot more of the ball, a lot more of the territory. Burned to halfway. Well played by Hastings to trap it. Running onto it now with a nice ground ball back to her teammate Anderson was Gertz. Anderson now gets it back to Haley Gertz. And now Misha Anderson sharing it with Wild. Back to Anderson. Waxing like she would in the schoolyard when learning how to play the game and playing it well, which she does. Through ball by Razamuch. And couldn't be taken by Azuma. 2 minutes left of the first half. And Byrne is there to clean up. Long ball by Maggie Byrne. 2 minutes of injury time in this first half. Still 0-0. Getting a nice little header. There was Wood. One by Commodore. He's been pretty quiet so far. Good ball to Jackson. Now to Carriage, who stayed onside. Carriage might have the goalkeeper to beat. The defender's getting back. She's tucked in. Gets to the top of the 10-yard area. Anderson's there to save the day, though, for Heidelberg. It's hacked away by Wood. Not very cleanly or clearly, but Phillips gets back, does well, and they save the day. Azuma's brought down. The ref said there was nothing in it. Well played by Leighton. Or is there something in it? Well, if the player's down and they call for medical assistance, I would have thought it was an unfavourable challenge there by Kennedy Leighton, the American of Keilor Park. It's right on half-time. Zuma, who's coming off, one of the Americans in this Heidelberg team. She'll get some treatment just before half-time. Said a bit earlier she was roommate when she was playing college football with another player from America playing in this competition. Labno's been one of the best for Spring Hills, and if not one of the best in the competition this year, an outstanding defender. Back inside the attacking half for Heidelberg. And pushed over the sideline by Ingalls of Keilor Park. So right on half-time, Senol NPLW fixture, midweek fixture this. Late in the season, just a few rounds left before the finals. The battle is still well and truly alive as to who'll be there in the postseason. Box Hill Pythagoras on top, trying to work her way through Phillips. Leighton had to clear that, as she had Grace Byrne coming right at her. And there was a little bit of hesitation between the two players, and it's half-time. 0-0. They had a couple of chances there. Heidelberg well stopped by Maggie Byrne. One of them from Hayley Phillips was a ripper, but Maggie Byrne was able to save the day. And the defence of Heidelberg, as we've mentioned, have played very high, virtually on halfway, and making it tough for the home team, resplendent in purple, Keilor Park, to get through and set up opportunities. And also you can tell that the team is dominating by the number of corner kicks, and Heidelberg are certainly dominating that particular stat at the moment. So half-time, Senol NPLW, round 23 fixture here at Keilor Park on a brisk Tuesday evening, midweek fixture. Great to have your company on the NPLW stream. It is half-time, it's Keilor Park 0 and Heidelberg 0.
about 10 to 15 minutes. Could go in and get myself warm in there, but it'll take me half an hour to get down there and half an hour to get back up.
Yeah.
It's even too cold for the girls who know the subs normally practice.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, you the subs normally come out practice.
They normally practice at half time.
Yeah.
I remember calling a game of soccer in Canberra. It's cold as that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Canberra's pretty cold.
Still out now. Oh, that wind.
Good to be back for the second half here at Keilor Park, Stadium Drive, where all the sporting clubs are based. The Keilor Park Football Club, Australian rules, their tennis club, the cricket teams. For what's a big second half coming up here between two sides in a similar position on the ladder in the back end of the season. Heidelberg did get as far as the grand final of the Nike Cup, but they just weren't able to get the job done, beaten by a very good Essendon side 4-1. Looking at the ladder, with 3 rounds remaining, Box Hill have won 17. They're on 53 points. Essendon on 50 have had an outstanding season. Avondale, great second half since the mid-season transfer window. Gone out and got a lot of players to bolster their side. They, of course, have come up from Vic 1, having won the Premiership and the Championship last year, and there's some chance of actually coming straight up and winning the NPL as well. They're third. Probably won't win the Premiership, but a chance of winning the Championship. Bulleen Lions always there, a fourth. Avondale 47, Bulleen Lions 46. Burundara had a bit of a tough patch in the middle part of the year after jumping out of the blocks, but they've sort of regained their composure. They're on 43. And South Melbourne are 39, and then Alamein 36. There's your top 7. So Alamein have really got to win this week against Spring Hills, which is on Friday night. So underway again. Nice header by Commodore as they were trying to get the ball through then Heidelberg. Wild, she gets another opportunity as she controlled the ball with opponents pressing her. Here's a chance now for Heidelberg, not able to control it. And it goes over the sideline. Commodore, through ball again. Good defence by Leighton, getting in the heart of the 18-yard area. Ball to be won. Power gets back, but Azuma's there. Down now to Akuma, who's on the left-hand side. Again, kicks into purple shirts, who've got deep, doing a good job. But Wild is up very, very high, well inside the attacking half. She wins control of it. And again, Wagner Kerno's had a bit of it earlier. And doing a good job as well. And here's an opportunity for a shot. That's a goal. Magnificent goal. It was outside the 18-yard area. And it's been finished off by Olivia Wood. She was a long, long way out and it just had to carry on it. And Maggie Byrne had stepped forward a bit and then realised it had more on it than she anticipated and went past her. And Heidelberg score. They're 1 and they lead Keilor Park 0. So they've obviously made a change here, Heidelberg. Kerno Wagner has come on as Keilor Park get a through ball again, but nothing on the end of it once more, which has been their issue. Big body playing up front. Who has the ability to score goals as well. Just giving him a little bit more attacking power. So they're under some pressure here, Heidelberg. Henderson's able to press Wild, but she gets it back now to Anderson. And now to Bailey. Had too much on it. And it goes over the sideline. So they're in possession at halfway. Heidelberg Nice ball over the top. Keep it rolling. Gertz, Phillips. But stopped at the back. Good play by Mitchell. That was Grace Mitchell. But she had her pocket picked again. And that pass didn't stick either from Phillips in the road. Fellow American, Kennedy Leighton. And Power. And Ingalls back to Byrne. Byrne has to change direction. Here's Power again. Mia Power, a through ball into the middle of the pitch. Back heeling it was Henderson, but no one on the end of that. Because they're getting very high here, Heidelberg, and this is the issue that the Keilor Park team are having. Kerno Wagner's there once more. Good play, though, by Carriage to get it through her legs with skill. And then she kicks into bodies once more. But Sarah Mitchell forming a wall and then a long high ball. Didn't have enough on it, unfortunately, for Keilor Park, and it just rolls comfortably into the lap of Bailey. 1-0. And unfortunately for Carriage, she couldn't control it. It comes out again. Kerno Wagner getting a head on it. Ingalls would have went backwards. Luckily, Kennedy Leighton was there, but she turns it over. Straight to Phillips. Phillips will charge her way through, looking to shoot. But again, good defence by Kennedy Leighton, just styming it off. And Mitchell, Sarah Mitchell, puts it over the sideline for Keilor Park. So again, they're in possession. They're very close to where the byline and the sideline meet. And it's going to be a goal kick. So 1-0, Heidelberg scoring through Wood, who's been one of the best players. Will be in contention for 3-2 and 1 at the end of the night. Long high ball. Headed down again by Gertz. But only as far as Kennedy Leighton, who swings it outside the defensive half for the Keilor Park side. Kerno Wagner gets it back now to Razumich. Goes defensively to Hastings, who's had a very good match so far. She goes wide, but again, getting a boot involved to cut it off was Grace Mitchell. Now they can get on the charge and get on the rebound. Mitchell again had it stymied as Devon Jackson tried to get it to her. And now they've got it back again through Kuma. Kuma looking to work her way through. Good ball, goes right across the pitch. Gertz's pass couldn't quite find her teammate. And then Azuma just shoves off opponents illegally. And it will be a Keilor Park ball. So Kerno Wagner certainly added a little bit to this team in this second half. Being a very experienced campaigner. Spent some time gaining experience in America, like a lot of these players have. From Australia. Played college football for a while. Through ball again by Keilor Park. Lamont White had trouble controlling it. Sarah Mitchell, ball to be won at ground level. Manages to beat her opponent Phillips. Goes wide again. Here's Mia Power, who's been pretty good. She beats one, and then she is put down. And that was a very, very rough challenge on Mia Power, who's been pretty good tonight as she just charged her way through and she went flying. And I can tell you, Mum and Dad, Ben and Fiona, she's okay. Built from tough stuff, the Powers. Uncle Luke, 282 games at Brisbane, 3 premierships, and then went to GWS when they were starting. Had 20 games there and involved in coaching now at AFL level. Development coach at the Bulldogs, was a VFL coach at Carlton, and his younger brother Sam, Ben being Mia's dad. He played 123 games at the Bulldogs, and the Kangaroos played in the 2006 final series at the Dogs, and is now, of course, in a very high-level administrative role at the Dogs, managerial role. Curling ball with the free kick. Almost went past Bailey. And then there's a couple of hacks at it again. Another one by Commodore. It was a free kick, of course, from Carriage, but it was well stopped by Bailey. And then in the end, great effort by the Keilor Park team to keep it inside the attacking area. Commodore came across the path of an opponent, and she had the last touch, but they were desperate inside the 10-yard box there, with boots flying everywhere, as Bailey couldn't quite stop it initially. It was a nice curling free kick from Carriage, a former Heidelberg player who joined Keilor Park in the transfer window. Heidelberg turn it over again. Wild. Lamont White went flying. Here's Power again, right on halfway, nearly lost it. Opposed to Razamuch, and now she does want to work her way through. But again, the defenders get back to help Bailey, as there was no one on the end of that able to finish it off for Keilor Park. It's 1-0 favouring Heidelberg. Taken by Bailey. Out now to Anderson. Has company though in Jackson. Back to Bailey, back to Anderson now. Looking for a clear run. They've had a bit of that today. Nice ball through to Phillips. Phillips, those not goal side. Ingles is. Now she's goal side. Gets it to the top of the 10-yard box. Leighton saves the day. Kerno Wagner arrives on the left. Hurries it. Off balance. And it goes over the byline. Kennedy Leighton, how good is she? She just gets back in between the attacking players and her goalkeeper, Maggie Byrne, and saves the day so many times, like Aubrey Lavno at Spring Hills. As I said earlier, was roommates in college for 4 years in America with Sarah Azuma playing for Heidelberg. Turnover again at halfway by Heidelberg. Here's Phillips. Through ball again. She got it from Gertz, but Kennedy Leighton gets back once more like a quasi-goalkeeper, and it goes off Phillips having the last touch, and they were virtually in the 10-yard box with Maggie Byrne right with them. Outstanding. Kennedy Leighton might get in the votes a little bit later on. Certainly Hayson and Phillips of Heidelberg might feature a 1-0 lead, and even Wood, who's the goal scorer. Long ball, heading a couple of occasions there was Commodore at the bootlaces there of Phillips, who did well. She had Sarah Mitchell hanging off her of Keilor Park. Akuma has to go back now. Does well to get it to Wood, the goal scorer. Akuma back to Wood down the left-hand side. But Grace Mitchell is goal side, and she's keeping her company. Wood looking for a way through. Gets to the top of the 10-yard box. Goes right across the goal bounce. And in the end, Byrne could do nothing, and it was all set up for Heidelberg to put it away, and they do. A goal to Razanuch, the 17-year-old, just going across the face. And Maggie Byrne was completely flat-footed, and the ball just virtually dropped at the legs of the teenager, and she's put it away. It's Heidelberg 2, Keilor Park 0. Irene Razamuch, the coach, said, "Was that you that scored the goal?" And she gave the thumbs up and said, "Yep, you bet it was, coach." Down the right-hand side, here's Lamont White trying to force it on Commodore. They're chasing the game now, Keilor Park, down 2-0. Kerno Wagner gets involved. Gets it down now to Razamuch, the goal scorer again. She can't quite control it, goes over the sideline. Got a lot of youngsters in this Heidelberg team. One of them might get a run very soon. The daughter of former Collingwood star and board member Paul Courier, who started his AFL career at the Swans. Outstanding player at the Magpies. One of Mick Malthouse's favourites. Free kick going the way of Keilor Park. And here's Mia Power again in the lovely bright orange boots. but intercepted by Kerno Wagner. Two opponents around her. They do well to force the ball over the sideline. I reckon Carriage of Keilor Park thought it might have been their ball, but her former teammate at Heidelberg, Kerno Wagner, will take it. Gets it down at the bootlaces of Phillips, but clear by Power has been pretty solid for Keilor Park. But again, the defenders get high, and it's trapped right on halfway by Rosie Wild. Here's Olivia Wood. She goes for the big Hail Mary from downtown, and she got plenty on it, and it goes over the crossbar. Remains at 2-0. She's been a star tonight, Olivia Wood. Should feature in the votes. She scored. And Razumich has as well. Here's Henderson, who just gets her boot on that as the ball was swirling around, came off bodies, and it couldn't be controlled over the sideline by the AFL goal umpire, who made her debut during gather round. She's originally from South Australia, so that would have been a special moment for her for the Essendon Melbourne game, when the Bombers surprised the Demons. Fast forward 4 months, that is one that could have got away from Melbourne in regard to top four, but they're playing some good footy. As a Heidelberg at the moment, but Mia Power on that occasion probably panicked because Razumich was on the ball and she got slung like you would sling a player when they're in possession or trying to be in possession in Australian rules football. So that was an obvious foul against Keilor Park. We're down 2-0. 2 goals in their second half for Heidelberg. Here's Misha Anderson again. Looping ball. Gets to the back. There's Kennedy Leighton again, who just throws the boot at it. Like a defender, just to get it out of there. Somehow, some way. Some chance, and she does. Kerno Wagner been very good. Gets it to Razumich, back to Kerno Wagner, and then she slips over, and it eventually just goes over the sideline, near where it meets the byline. And the score remains at 2-0 in favour of Heidelberg. The Senol NPLW competition. Down the line from Power, now to Commodore. The solid frame of Kerno Wagner managed to win control of that, get it back to Anderson via Wild, and then she goes defensively to the goalkeeper Bailey. High ball to halfway, trapping it on the full. Well done by Gertz, but a turnover. Commodore has opponents with her, cuts inside, lobs the ball over the top, and again, their final third breaking down, no one on the end of it for Keilor Park, and the score remains 2-0 against them. Winless in their last 3 matches, after being winless in their first 3. The team coming up after finishing second at the end of the home and away season in VPL 1, and then got beaten in the semi-final. Through ball now, looking for Razumich, but coming the other way. The robust defender Ingles does well for Keilor Park. Gets it to Henderson. Henderson pushes it on again towards Sarah Mitchell and to Grace Mitchell and to Kennedy Lake. The long high ball puts it to halfway, and once more a turnover going against the Keilor Park team. Still 2-0. Might be a change about to occur here with Margot Rabin, very experienced campaigner, getting ready to come on for the Keilor Park side. Again, controlling it at midway is Rosie Wild for Heidelberg. Ricochets off bodies, back to Wild, back to Hayson. They've combined in unison magnificently tonight, along with Anderson, the other key defender in this side. Wild met front on, goes to ground, gets it back to Anderson. Now Kerno Wagner, little pass inside to the dangerous Phillips, who's a star lacrosse player and track and field athlete. Phillips now gets it to a teammate who couldn't quite control it properly, Gertz. Back to Phillips, goes wide now to Razumich, the teenager. Has an opponent putting pressure on her. In Jackson, curls it in, stopped at the back, well played by Mitchell. She was there, but again another shot at goal, just hitting the top of the crossbar. It came from Wood, and it was the crossbar that got in the road. She certainly stretched high, Maggie Bird. Could have been 3-0 and a brace for Wood, but it's not. If your auntie had whiskers, she'd be your uncle. Could have, would have, should have. So Margot Rabin getting ready to come on. And Grace Mitchell will be subbed off in the first change of the night for the Keilor Park side. The French player comes straight on. So important to this side. Played a lot of football in this competition for a long time. And they need her experience out there as they trail 2-0 and Heidelberg monopolising possession and territory. Throw back by Kerno Wagner. She receives it again from Gertz. And then once more, the defence having to work very, very hard. Ingalls on that occasion. And concedes it back over the sideline. Deep into their attacking half, Heidelberg. Just to the edge of the 18-yard area. Ingalls tries to defend, does okay. Bit of pushing and shoving. Controlled once more by Asuma. Kerno Wagner. Ball bobbling around. Working hard with Wood as she kicked into her. And once more, it's a possession going the way of Heidelberg. They lead 2-0. Approaching the halfway mark of the second half. And some work to be done here by the Keilor Park team to try and get a result. And Heidelberg looking for their first win. Since round 12. It's been a long battle for them, but they've done well in the Nike Cup, as we know. It's a nice central ball by Kerno Wagner, missed by Sarah Mitchell, and then going down, must be a free to Lamont White. She was pushed down, and it will be in the defensive half. As I mentioned earlier, one of 6 former Preston Knights players in this Keilor Park side. Quick kick combined by Jackson, the New Zealand international, with fancy feet. She played 10 times for New Zealand, but it was intercepted by Gertz. And then good play to just take the pace off it with the pass by Hastings, as she saw her teammate Akuma there. Just got boot to ball while she was being hassled and harangued. Got it down the right-hand side in the direction of Rezamuch, who's already scored once to the top of the 18-yard area. Couldn't be taken by Azuma. Good defence again by Keilor Park. Getting on the ball now, Rabin for the first time. Gets her first touch with Carriage. Back to the experienced campaigner Marco Rabin. Out to Lamont White, who slips over. She virtually tripped over her own feet, allowing Wood and Hastings through. And now Phillips shoved as she's met front on by Ingalls, who's a very rough and tough customer and does a good job in defence, supported by Kennedy Leighton. 2-0. Heidelberg slowing it down with Wild. The defenders getting very high, right on halfway, making it hard for Keilor Park to get any passes going. Kerno Wagner, a lazy pass. Had it turned over by Jackson. Jackson wants support. There's no one on offer. They're running down the right-hand side now. Maybe they can set something up. She goes back now to the diminutive figure of Sarah Mitchell. Out to the right-hand side. Hooked in by Lamont White, but again cleared by the eager defence. So when they have to get back, they get back for Heidelberg, right on the 18-yard area to protect their goalkeeper, Bailey. And it will be a Keilor Park ball right in front of the social club rooms. Just inside their attacking half. They trail 2-0 in this Chanel round 23 fixture. Held off for a few days. Agreed to by both clubs as Commodore combines with Rabin down that right-hand side. She keeps running. And Lamont White had opponents around her again as the defence has been so well organised by Heidelberg tonight, and they concede the ball over the sideline in the car park. A little bit of mizzling rain. Just appearing again. We've had a lot of rain in Melbourne over the last 24 hours or so. Getting all of Adelaide's rain, which was omnipresent on Saturday in the City of Churches. High ball right across the face. Now a chance for Carriage. If she can beat opponents, she'll shoot. Just goes across the face and rolls. over the byline. Good effort though. She was able to cut inside against former teammates and set something up, but again off target. And that, when they have had their shots tonight, Keilor Park, and there haven't been that many of them, they have been off target. Heidelberg have been on target a few times, and they've put two in the back of the net through Wood and Resenwich. The 17-year-old, who's obviously a very talented young player. That's what they pride themselves on. They've got a lot of very good kids, Heidelberg. And they've lost a few to the Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory youth teams that play in this competition, which is a feather in their cap as well. They control it at halfway. Good ball, good through ball now. Here's a chance for Henderson, but stopped by Bailey once and twice. The through ball provided by Carriage was class as well. And Henderson had two cracks at it. The first one Bailey couldn't control. The second one from Henderson went back to her and she could control it. So two shots on target, but not scoring a goal there. Keilor Park, their best opportunity of the evening. And now Heidelberg in attack. Through Azuma, gets it down now to her teammate, who unfortunately was astray in Gertz. And once more, it's over the byline. Akiyama doing pretty well. And again, it's over the sideline. Here's Azuma. Here's Lamont White. Long ball. Jackson trying to get onside. Lamont White now runs onto it, and she did well then, but she had an opponent right with her, and she pushed it straight into the breadbasket of Mia Bailey, who was camped on that right-hand side where that ball was headed, right near the right goal post. And now Heidelberg have possession again. Good work by Gertz. Towards Rasenwich. But again, good defence by Ingles. Just as she was a chance to pounce on that on the edge of the 18-yard area and near where it met with the byline. But Ingles thought, no, I'm going to put that over the sideline. But Rasenwich, I think, might have had the last touch as well. Just rebounding off her. Akiyama's been very good tonight for Heidelberg as well. Haven't had a lot of subs yet. Just a bit of a chat with the coaches, the defenders, coming to the sideline. As we just wait and see what the decision is, and there's going to be a change here. So Keilor Park make another change. Coming on is Ellie Vlamnik, another player from the Preston Knights. She replaces Ellie Lamont White. Plenty of Ellies out there. Here's Power. She was trying to find her teammate, who was a bit flat-footed then, Carriage. And the ball again inside Heidelberg's attacking half, where it has been constantly. Akiyama will be one player that might feature in the votes as well. So Rosie Wild has the ball now. Tries to get it inside the 18-yard area. And Hayley Phillips was the intended target. She picks Mia Powers' pocket, but then again, good play coming the other way. That reliable defender, Ingles, got it to Carriage. And then a through ball came from Blumnick. But once more, the defenders are all back, and they're just cutting off any moves made inside their final third by Keilor Park, the defenders, led by Wild, Anderson and Co. And here's Henderson now as it's turned over by Heidelberg, and Henderson got it at ground level, but once more had no one there to try and finish it off. So Heidelberg with possession down the left-hand side in the Senol NPLW contest. Akiyama. Good ball through by Gertz. Kennedy Leighton's there, gets tangled up with an opponent. Kennedy Leighton tries to regain her footing, and before she could, she thrust a boot at it to try and get it away from prying eyes of Heidelberg players and eventually over the sideline. She's been a magnificent defender all year, Kennedy Leighton. They breed them tough in America in the world game. So a double change to occur here. Gnarly Plant will come on. Misha Anderson will come off. Kerwood Wagner will come off. And Winstanley, Abigail Winstanley coming on for Heidelberg. So a double substitution. We've got a 2-0 lead. They're in a pretty good position to win the game. So here's a chance to clear it by Keilor Park. And in the action straight away is Gnarly Plant. Her sister's a very good cricketer as well as a good footballer, Sonny. Concentrating on the cricket now, just around the corner, of course. Mia Power down to Sarah Mitchell. Inside the attacking half, the team in purple. They've got to get going now, Keilor Park. And grabbing it is Jackson. Again, shoots from a long way out. It was a good effort, but off target. Problem has been is that the ladies in yellow shirts for Heidelberg have done well to get back when they've had to. They've been high when they've had to as well. And she had to shoot from a long way out because she had so many Heidelberg defenders in front of her. It was a good attempt, though, by Jackson. Still 2-0 in favour of Heidelberg. Goals to Woods and Razumich. And again, another turnover. The passers not quite finding their target inside the attacking half. Good play by Hastings, who's been very solid tonight. Henderson was trying to get control of it. And there's going to be a free kick. I think it'll go the way of the Keilor Park team on that right-hand side. Here's Sarah Mitchell. Does well to fend off Phillips and keep control of the ball for Keilor Park. But getting a boot, there was Wood. It goes back now. Can they try and finish? No, they can't. Keilor Park once more, and Wood playing in defence tonight at the request of her Perth Glory coach in the W League and doing a great job, and also getting on the scoreboard as well. As Akiyama brings it down the left-hand side. Looking to control it now. Gertz does well with opponents around her. And also getting plenty of support from Akiyama. And Azuma, who did well to get it out to Akiyama. To the top of the 10-yard box from Akiyama. Kept away by Kennedy Leighton. She gets it again. And it is headed over the eye line by Keilor Park's Mia Power. Has been very solid in defence as well. And it will be a Heidelberg ball. 2-0 at the city end here of the stadium, where they're attacking Heidelberg and have scored twice in the second half through Razumich and earlier on by Wood. And they have another corner. So they've really dominated all the stats, the corner kicks, the possession, the territory, and most importantly on the scoreboard. Takes the pace off it, lobs it to the 10-yard box, headed away by the defenders of Keilor Park. Ray Bean was involved there, and another attempted shot but it was covered on the right-hand side by Maggie Byrne, the goalkeeper. They might get their second clean sheet this year, Heidelberg as well. And unfortunately for the Keilor Park team, they're staring the 11th time where they might be goalless. Power tried to get it through from the pass of Jackson, the New Zealander. Heidelberg get it back inside their attacking half. Ingalls has been pretty solid. She manages to beat her opponent, Phillips. But in the road, good play here from Heidelberg. Looking to try and set something up. That was Winstanley, a couple of goes at it. Akiyama keeps control of the ball with Carriage right in front of her. Back now to Winstanley and to another one of the players coming on recently, Plant. The ball was dipping, trying to go for a header, but disguising it in the end to allow it to get through was Ingalls. Cleared at the back once more by the Keilor Park team. Well taken on the half volley to keep the ball rolling was Rabin. And then Henderson had it whipped off her. And it will be a free to go the way of Keilor Park. They're just inside the attacking half. And they found it hard to penetrate the very strong Heidelberg defence tonight, as they look to get a rare clean sheet in the 2026 campaign. Through ball by Kennedy Leighton. Again, a great header at the back defensively by Heidelberg. Rabin couldn't grab it, but Mitchell could just behind her and is able to try and sweep it out wide by Boot. But it's over the sideline once more. And Heidelberg in possession. Wood, Anderson is now off. Wild and Hasten have been superb down there. Could all feature in the votes. Controlled by Akiyama, and then not controlled by Akiyama. Through ball, not able to get hold of it, was Jackson. Now she can, but she's got 5 yellow shirts putting pressure on her. Rabin does well, but unfortunately, right in the middle of the goal mouth was the goalkeeper where that shot came from Rabin, and it was stopped by Bailey again. Needed elevation, didn't get it. Trying to work hard and beat a couple of opponents, and does. Plant did well. She was shoved a couple of times but kept her feet. Her opponent didn't. Phillips has it now. Been creative as usual all night, Hayley Phillips. Good ball towards Akiyama, but Akiyama was a bit too far away from that. It's pushed down the right-hand side by Commodore of the Keilor Park team. And then back to Bailey by the reliable Heidelberg defence, who haven't panicked all night. They control at the back once more. Phillips. Wild. Plant. They scored twice this year. Long ball by Wild. Headed down by Ingalls, has been solid. Henderson, a nice little nodder as well. Turned over again at halfway though by Heidelberg. That's been the story of the night for Keilor Park. Spreads it out wide to the Loping Wood, who's looked good in defence. Hastings combining nicely with her as well. Gets it down the middle of the pitch. She'll try and shoot, and she does. Gertz, but again, not enough power on the shot, and it's easily vacuumed up in the goal mouth by Byrne, the goalkeeper of Keilor Park. Looking to try and get some passes to stick, but again, that one doesn't from Jackson. In the road, Plant, and now Winstanley. Good work by Jackson to worry her out of it. And then Carriage, well, she was held on to. That was holding the player then. If it was an AFL footy, it would have been called. The ref missed that. I'm sure he missed it. Here's Akiyama through the middle of the pitch again for Heidelberg. Phillips receiving a nice touch from Razamuch, looking to work her way through. She just is able to bust off challenges left, right and centre, but not the magnificent defensive tactics of Kennedy Leighton, who just kicks it long and high over the sideline. So Ruby King getting ready to come on. She's got the right idea with the gloves on this very cold night here at Keilor Park. Have I told you how cold it is? Probably a couple of times. But it's nice being here, Jordan and myself. Sportscast do a great job in our coverage, helping us bring you the coverage on the stream for the NPL women's competition, thanks to our sponsor. Done a great job all year, Senol. Margot Rabin goes back to Kennedy Leighton. No nonsense, Kennedy Leighton, but there's no one there. The defenders are very high as they've been all night for Heidelberg. Ruby Wild right on halfway. Pass didn't find Akiyama. Goes back now to Carriage, who's been good. Getting back to help the defenders. And now Ingles is there as well. She's been solid. Down to Power. Another one has tried very hard. Henderson couldn't control it. Getting in the road. Little passes left, right and centre are being turned over and stopped. Plant was involved there. Had a couple of cracks at it, but there were bodies in the road. But she'll win possession, Gnarly Plant, inside the attacking half with the team Heidelberg leading 2-0. They're looking for a vital 3 points. Pass was trying to find King, but she couldn't control it. Just on as a sub for Heidelberg. And now Henderson got it on the full, but again she couldn't quite control it. And again it's Heidelberg's ball. Right on halfway, Gnarly Plant. Finds her teammate Gertz. Gertz takes the pace of it with a good ball down the right-hand side. But Ingles is tough and solid and hard, and she bumps her opponent off it. Gets it to Rabin, who just stands and stops and passes. And she might have hurt herself here, right on the sideline. About to receive that pass from Rabin in Carriage, but she couldn't control it. Could be cramp. Although she let out a cry of anguish as she went down. She hurt her ankle. I think she's hurt her ankle. It looks like she's in real trouble here. So they might have to make a sub here, Keilor Park. Or is it her upper leg? Anyway, thrown back in by Plant. Overrunning at King of Heidelberg. Jackson. Blumnick in the middle of the park. Who's running for her to try and get through? No one. Stopped again by Hasten. Been brilliant. Down to Wood. Akiyama. Gertz, a through ball again. Down the left-hand side. But Kennedy Leighton again coming across the path. And once more doing what she does well. Finding the sideline. So Jess Sheehan was going to come on, but isn't. And it's going to be one of the youngsters, one of many teenagers out on the park tonight for both teams. Fakery, she's coming on. And Jess Sheehan comes on. And Sarah Mitchell comes off. So some late subs here, down 2-0. Problem is, the ball's at the wrong end of the field. It's at the city end where Heidelberg are attacking. The throw in from Wood was okay. Phillips is there again. Worried out of it though. Rabin, nice little pass. Player put down in the middle of the pitch. Commodore probably should have been a free, but the ref says no. I thought Gertz had made contact with her, unless it was accidental or incidental contact. Hastens, her pass misses the target. Yep. And it finds the sideline, but I have a feeling that Keilor Park got the last touch. They did. Heidelberg 2-0 up. They just keep it moving along nicely. Gertz. Akiyama looking to work her way through, does. Good ball to the edge of the 18-yard area. Pass back now. Taken by Razamuch. Akiyama was the intended target. Cleared again by Kennedy Leighton. Rabin always uses the ball so well. Her opponent was right with her. She didn't panic and she switched it down the left-hand side now. Looking for a way through here. But again, great defence. Great defence by Heidelberg. Coming across the path and putting it over the sideline. Not allowing the Keilor Park team to get through. In Fakery. It was a good run by her though. One of the subs down the left-hand side. But good work by Wynne Stanley to impede her progress. So Bidwell comes on. Double change. And the teenager, her first game. Licuria. From famous AFL name. Saffron Licuria, Paul Licuria's daughter. Soon they'll be saying Paul Licuria is Saffron Licuria's father. Down the left-hand side now for the Keilor Park team. And I think they might have won a penalty corner, a rare one. They have through Mia Power. She was trying to get goal side, had her opponent with her who put it over the byline. So we'll see what happens here for Keilor Park. They've had rare opportunities, a few shots off target, and very few corner kicks. Curling ball, well played by Bailey. She was proactive then, as it was just dipping a bit short near that left goal post, and she parried it over the byline. And again, another corner kick in the closing stages of this game for Keilor Park. Great to see Saffron Licuria out there. Another one of the young players in this Heidelberg team. Sven told me about earlier tonight when I was doing my prep for this game. Again, didn't have enough on the corner kick by Commodore. It ended up on the left-hand side, and then she gets another chance and she lobs it into the safe hands of Bailey, looking for a clean sheet for just the second time in this campaign. Bailey driving along for Heidelberg, lead 2-0. In the middle of the pitch, couldn't be taken by King. Sheehan was opposed to her. Two subs for the respective teams. Gets the pass out wide again. Looking for Saffron Licuria. She's trying to defend and defend well, and she does. Did well to knock her opponent off the contest. Power. Isn't that ironic? Two famous AFL surnames there, and Mia Power will get another corner for the Keilor Park team. 3 minutes left, and they almost did a miracle here, Keilor Park. Deep ball by Mia Power, but right in the middle of it. She's showing wonderful authority. Bailey takes that brilliantly. Another great save by Bailey. It was a good corner kick by Mia Power. Chance to be won right on halfway for the Keilor Park side, and they win it. Fakery getting the free kick. It'll go the way of Kennedy Leighton, who's been brilliant again tonight. Leighton driving ball, but it's all yellow shirts, and it gets away from everyone. Gets very close to the byline, and Heidelberg happy to see it over the sideline, near where the byline meets. At the northern end. Loose ball. Again, the defenders do well to clear it for Heidelberg. It's been the story of the night. King runs onto it. Right on halfway. Couldn't quite take it cleanly. Was Licuria. Tough like her father. And then she's shoved by Mia Power. Tough like her uncles. What a great exchange that was. And well done by the teenager, Saffron Licuria, holding her own. And Heidelberg win the ball just inside the defensive half. Wild been good, the skipper for Heidelberg to the edge of the 18-yard area. Couldn't be controlled by King, and then she shoves down for a professional foul. Commodore of Keilor Park has scored 4 times this year. Looks like they're going to go goalless for the 11th time this year, Keilor Park. Having come up from State League 1 last year, they finished second at the end of the home and away season. They will stay up though. Had their moments this season, but their inability to score goals has been a real cause for concern. Cleared by Bailey, but getting in the road, hacking it back to the 18-yard area was Fakery, who gets another chance to close down and move out of defence by Heidelberg, and they get possession once more. Dying stages of this one, Senol NPLW round 23. Nice header by Fakery. One again by Phillips, who's played a great game too. Could there be one last chance here? King looking for the through ball, but Kennedy Leighton's there again to save the day and puts it over the sideline, and she must be one you should consider for the votes as well. Or I should consider for the votes. Who's you? No one. It's I. Anyway, it'll be taken from the sideline by another one of the substitutes tonight, Bidwell. Unfortunately, produced an own goal, and they're thrashing a few weeks ago against Avondale, who are third on the table with a few rounds left. Trying to get control of the ball was King, and that is it. Great win to Heidelberg, breaking a long drought. Of course, there was the Nike Cup finals in the middle of that, and there seemed to be a concentration on trying to win some silverware, knowing they weren't going to be progressing to the finals of the league this year. But for the second time this year, they beat their opponents, Keilor Park. This time it was 2-0. It was 2-1 earlier in the season, and goals to Wood early in the second half after it was locked at 0-0 at half-time in these freezing conditions with a bit of rain making its presence felt in the first half. Wood scored, and then the teenager Razumich was able to score and put it beyond doubt. And the problem for Keilor Park tonight, as well as the injury to Carriage, who is being helped off by Mia Power, is that she has suffered, it seems like, an ankle injury in the dying stages of this match. So hopefully it's not too serious. Of course, very well known by her Heidelberg teammates, having played there, as well as a stint at Melbourne City. So a good result in the end for Heidelberg, winning their 7th game of the campaign. For Keilor Park, they've got 6 wins. They've been very gallant and done their best to push teams, but their issue this year has been their inability to score. Just 18 goals going into tonight's fixture. So goals to Razumich and to Wood. They've got Heidelberg over the line. They were both scored in the second half. They've won 2-0. Now, my votes tonight, I'm going to give one vote to that reliable defender. There's so many of them that have come across from America, and they play in defence in this competition and starved. Spoken a lot about Aubrey Labno, one of my favourite players from Spring Hills, who I call regularly at their home games. I'll do this Friday's match with Alamein. She's been great for Spring Hills, but Kennedy Leighton has been the same for Keilor Park. So I'm going to give her one vote. 2 votes tonight to Hayley Phillips, the American, the general, playing in the front part of the pitch and was superb for her team tonight, setting up opportunities, had a gilt-edged chance in the first half, well saved by Maggie Byrne, the goalkeeper of Keilor Park. So she gets my 2 votes, and my 3 votes will go, well, their defenders were great tonight. They played very high to support their goalkeeper, Mia Bailey, who's got her 2nd clean sheet of the season. And I'm going to go for Hasten, number 14, just ahead of Rosie Wild and Mr. Anderson. I think she was magnificent. She set up a lot of moves. She attacked hard from defence when she had to. She'd go back and defend when she had to. There weren't too many opportunities for her to have to go deep, because the problem with Keilor Park tonight was their passes often didn't stick in the final third. But Hastings gets the 3 votes of Heidelberg, Phillips 2 votes of Heidelberg, and Kennedy Leighton of the Keilor Park team gets 1 vote. A win to Heidelberg tonight, round 23 of the Senol NPLW competition, and the 7th win of the year for Heidelberg, ending a long losing streak. They'll be delighted with that. For Keilor Park, that's 4 matches now without a win. 3 games to go. They'll be hoping to end the season on a good note. Thanks to Jordan, my cameraman, who is freezing in these very cold conditions, but it's been a privilege to be here for the Senol NPLW competition. We'll have more football coming up on the stream on the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week.